Hi, it is Qualana, and Amoya. We are, you said it, Build a Sister Up. And we come on our Tuesdays and Thursdays. Today is March 3rd. Nope, take it back. Today is March 2nd. I said 3rd. It's actually March 2nd. Let's do it again. Not the 3rd. This is the 2nd. 2nd. But we are happy that you all have joined us on March 2nd. 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 But um hey, we're gonna get into our 10-minute topic.
All right, our 10-minute topic of tonight is: would you date someone who doesn't match your income? For me, no, I would not. I would want them to make above my income. That's it.
Oh, she said where she had to and put a period there.
Yep.
That was correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also wouldn't. They would have to. Well, yeah, they can match or make way more than I make.
Okay. Now I actually heard this on a podcast. That's why I asked the question. They weren't asking just this question. They was asking a lot of different questions. But now let's flip it. What if what if we were guys? We were guys. I know we're women, but what if we were guys and we made $1 million? And I think that's how the question went, something like that. So let's say we made $1 million and our girlfriend, significant other, she makes 30,000. So are we gonna date her? Or are we gonna say she doesn't match my income, so I'm gonna leave her alone? We're guys. Now we're guys.
I like to think that I would still date her if she is providing me, what I need, such as peace and depending on, what I need at that time. I like to think that I would.
Okay, so that means that you're saying the guy can make more money than the woman, but the woman can make more than the guy.
I didn't say can't, but well, if we're coming at me, what I want and what I prefer,
you have to.
Yeah, what I prefer my man to make more than me.
Okay. But okay, your man makes more than you, but let's say he has a good heart. You make, I don't know, 7 figures. You're making 7 figures, 6 figures, whatever the case, 8, 9, 10, whatever you want. And he's making 40,000. I think we had a conversation similar to this before, but it's okay because this comes up a lot. People do date people that make more or less or whatever. But just think about it. I mean, would I not talk to you because I make 6 figures and you make 40,000 and I'm a man? Or I'm a woman and you're a man? I would, because this is a woman. I'm talking on a woman's perspective. I would if I'm making 6 figures or if I'm making 40,000 and you're making 25,000, because it's all about the heart to me. It's all about the heart. And I know the heart does not pay bills. I know that. I know the heart doesn't pay bills. But what if he has a good heart? And what if he knows how to manage his money?
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
It would depend. I mean, we would have to see what else he can do in the home. If I'm making 7 figures, then I would want him to take care of the kids.
Okay.
Make sure the meals are done, things of that sort. So it depends on what we work out in the relationship.
Or would you want him to get a second job? So you would possibly try and work with him if he's making less than you, or would you tell him, I want you to get a second job, or?
If I'm making millions and he's making 25,000 a year, then there could be something wrong with his ambition level and our goals um, might not align. So that might tell me that we're not compatible. Like he might not have the same drive I have.
So you're saying income determines
Compatibility.
that's it. Couldn't even get it out. So
Yeah,
is
there's
that what you're saying?
a lot of things that do determine compatibility. Income is one of them. Because you have different things that come along with certain income levels that you get
Okay.
accustomed to certain lifestyles. You get accustomed to living a certain way. And yes, that definitely goes into the things that you expect in your standards and your standard of living, your standard of care, all of that. It goes into all of that.
Well, you do want to
Yeah,
be compatible, but to me, you can be compatible in other ways, just not in all ways. 'Cause
Depends on
nobody's
what
perfect,
you want to accept. Something, I mean, if income is not one that you want to accept and being incompatible with, I guess it just depends on the person. Because honestly, in finances, could be lead to a divorce. I mean, that's one of the reasons why people divorce. So it's not gonna get better, it's just get worse if you marry. Because it's like, is he a liability or asset? So does he know how to make more money for you? Does he just spend the money? Does he save? So all of that comes into play with it as well.
Because remember, I said before, somebody that makes 6 figures and someone that makes 40,000, the person that makes 40,000 can actually have more money than the person that makes 6 figures. And that's because of the amount that you spend out. So it all depends upon how much you spending out, how much you saving. I mean, those 2 figures would sound like, no, that doesn't make sense. The person that has 6 figures actually has more or makes more, actually takes home more than the person that has 40,000. But just think, what if the person that makes 6 figures has child support? They could be getting garnished, or let's say they don't have any of those. They might have a house note that's, I don't know, shoot, $4,000 a month. And then the car
Right.
note, that's
So
$1,500.
it also depends on like if there's obstacles standing in the way. Like if I
Yeah.
really, really like them and it wasn't a matter of their ambition, like they have high ambition, but there's obstacles like in their way, like they went to jail and they're a felon, an ex-convict, things like that. If I were to date someone like that and I fell in love with them and they went to jail for something non-violent, things like that, then, and if I actually saw myself dating and loving them, then that's different. If they were able to get a job and work, that doesn't necessarily determine their ambition level. That just says, there's actual legal obstacles standing in their way of them getting different types of jobs. But if there's nothing standing in their way, they're able-bodied, they had all of this free access to get better education, a certificate, something, go to the army, even whatever, or the military, and they didn't, then I'm like, I don't care how good your heart is. I
Right.
can't be with you. That's not enough to overcome everything else that makes us incompatible, because why are you not advancing if you can, And if I were a man making 7 figures and I dated a woman that made 4 or 5 figures a year, low 5 figures a year, it's my prerogative. It would be my prerogative if I want to say, no, I don't really want to be with you because no, you don't make as much as I would like. If I were a man, I'll be able to say that because I'm a woman, I'm able to say this. So if I'm a man, I'd be able to say the same thing. But the difference is everything else a woman has to do if you already get married. Like she has to bear children if you want her to bear children. She has to go through a lot. Her body is created very differently. Her body goes through ups and downs. And she has to bear the grunt of the child rearing if she if she wants to do that, if you all choose to do that, and she has to do all like the household chores. So it's an uneven balance. If even if both of you are working, if the woman is tasked with doing most of the household chores, taking care of the home. So that's why I would want a provider and a husband, and not just someone who makes less than me. Because what if we get divorced and I have to pay him?
Mm,
I still have to take care of my kids and feed them, and now I gotta take care of my ex too.
mm,
That's not
mm,
fair to me.
Yep. Let's check out the comments. Marcus says,
mm,
what if the man decided not to date women who made less than him? I think we answered that one.
mm.
Linda says, men statistically make more than women. Unfortunately, that is still true. Yes,
Great
that is true. Income inequality, and that is definitely true. And she said, you can't manage what isn't enough.
Okay.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, so for me, been there, done that, won't go back. And she also said the number one reason for divorce is finances, and that's true. That's why I said it's just not gonna work. It's just gonna get worse during marriage. Tramilla said income is an important factor. It definitely is. Landon also said men saying that is a bit problematic because inequality. Definitely true. Landon, you hit a lot of key points tonight. That's definitely true. Tramilla said marriage should be a partnership, shared responsibility.
Right. I
Um,
agree.
Unfortunately, sometimes it's just not. I do agree, but sometimes women bear more and sometimes men bear more. But I definitely agree. Some things in marriage should be a shared responsibility.
I mean, that's true because you go into a relationship and the woman can find herself doing all the cooking and cleaning and washing the clothes and making most of the money. I mean,
Mhm.
the man can make more money and the woman's still working and she's making less, but she's cooking and cleaning and washing the clothes, making the lunches. So to me, that equates to time is money. Remember that time is money. So
Mhm.
I am making some money. I might be making 20,000, but I'm doing all this stuff around the house. So my time is actually equivalent to money. That's how I look at it. And he might feel that way too. So
And Linda said shared doesn't mean equal, and that is true. And Shamila said, great topic, ladies. This topic here, I think it just continues to go round and round with man making more, women making more. Should you at the end of the day, it is what it is, whatever you want to do, however you want to run your relationship. But for me, it's a no. I don't have anything else on it. Do you ladies?
I mean, just be happy. Don't be with someone or get into a relationship and that person is making you just miserable. Because it doesn't matter how much money that person has. If that person is making you miserable and getting on your nerves, shoot, they got trillions of dollars. You wouldn't want to be with them. So to me, no matter how much the person has, doesn't have, just as long as you're happy. That's all.
That is true. Just because somebody makes more doesn't mean they're better than somebody that makes less. And just because somebody makes less doesn't mean they any better than somebody that makes more. They just so happen to get, more income. Landon also says statistically, women do majority of the domestic work. That's why 50-50 is problematic for women. I agree. And Shamila said she agrees, Qualita, with what you were saying. She agrees.
And if your
Yeah.
boo makes, doesn't make anything, doesn't make less, don't be ashamed of him. Don't be ashamed of him, because some women are ashamed to speak up and say, or some men could be ashamed to speak up and say what their partner does, or take them out because they don't work or they do work. If you love that person, take them out, show them around, don't matter.
But yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with a lot of what Landon is saying, and Tramilla too. But Landon, you're making some very great points. Those are great points. That it's not always equal. It's not always fair. Even if the woman makes a tad bit more, sometimes she still has to do a tad bit more in the house anyway, you know?
Right.
So
Mhm.
you don't want to be a workhorse. You don't want to work your life to death. You know, that's not what we want to do. We want to love one another and grow and have a prosperous relationship that's in health and in wealth. And in order to do that, I mean, sometimes the man has to be more of the provider financially. It just is what it is. I don't even want to say that anymore. But the man does have to be the provider at times to make a relationship at least great or work more so when it comes to the income aspect. There's a lot of different aspects that both partners have to work on. But if that's one aspect that we can at least put away, that's one less thing that we have to necessarily argue about. Maybe.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yes.
That's
Well,
true.
thank you so much for this topic, Carlita. This was a great one, as you do all the topics. This is a great one. But thank you for everyone who's tuned in, who's listened, who's watched, and who's commented. If you didn't get a chance to catch this live, you can go back, watch the replay, leave a comment below. What do you think? As I said, for me, it's a no, it's a no, it's a no. Been there, done that, and never going back. So thank you for everyone. We appreciate it. But as always, remember to build bold, build better, build brilliant, build a brother up, build a sister up.
Bye.